Okay, now we're going to start on the fuselage and the part of the fuselage where the landing gear mount. So I'm going to show you first on the finished plane how the landing gear works. So here's the nose, and under here is where the landing gear attach. So I'll take this rubber band off, and you'll see it is just this wire triangle kind of sandwiched in this area right here. So there's basically two layers of foam board here and a skewer, and the skewer is what the landing gear pushes up against. So when you have a hard landing, that skewer takes the beating, not the foam board. And then there's two layers of foam board on the top, and the top sandwich comes through the fuselage just to have some extra strength. And I've been flying this for several months now, and it has held up really well. So I'm going to stick with the design. So what we're going to do is add this plate here on the bottom that's just above the bottom surface of the fuselage, and then we'll add this skewer. I think we'll maybe add that later, but we'll add this plate first here, and I just wanted to kind of explain how that works. So that's that. Okay, so now we'll glue on this piece, which, make sure you can see that. Yeah, so it's not going to be flush with this edge right here. It's going to be flush with these little knobs, because the skewer is going to stick right underneath here. So it needs to basically stick out one skewer width. And I'm not sure, maybe I'll just use a ruler across here so I can line it up when there's glue on there. Oh, and use plenty of glue here too. I don't want this to be weak. So line it up with the sides so that the fuselage sides can fold up. Push that down. Okay. Okay, now we need to attach these nose pieces, and to do that we're going to put some tape on the back side so that they can pivot a little bit. Yeah. So flip it over, and then we need a piece of tape just about that length. Okay, and then make sure that this edge lines up with this edge. Push it down. Okay, now you've got a nose piece attached like that. And later we'll put some glue in there when this piece is attached. Like that. So yeah, I guess for now we can so this piece goes into here, and this assembly goes onto there. It looks like I need to do a little bit of trimming to get this tab to fit in there. This is all hand cut, so it's all a little bit off slightly. So I'm going to do that, I'm going to attach this other nose piece just like the other one we did. Some tape on the back side. Make sure that this edge is lined up with that edge. Okay, now we can dry fit this stuff. Not bad. It should all be nice and tight in here. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, before we put all this fuselage stuff together, now's a good time to, if you already have a power pod, to make sure that it fits nicely in the power pod mount, and just so the tabs slide in easily, because it's no fun when this is back into the fuselage trying to get these lined up right. So if they go in, if you can just kind of wiggle them in easily, that's a good thing. And I increased the size of these holes a little bit just to be able to, so they go in nicely. Okay. So I think now, next step is to just dry fit this one more time. Just make sure I got it set right. Okay, all that looks good. So I'm going to start by gluing these two pieces together. Try to make sure they're perpendicular. Okay, now I'm going to glue this part into the main fuselage piece, and I'm going to glue up till here, not glue this part, and do that in a second step. So I'm going to glue from here to here, and then here to here. But I'm still going to use this tab up here just to keep everything lined up while this first part glues. Okay. Now I'm going to glue here, and here, and in here. Oops. Yeah, I forgot to glue in this little area right here, so I'm going to just put some glue right in there. Okay, now we can glue this long fuselage bend. Just make sure this part's going down into the hole. The side goes down into the hole. Make sure it stays straight, up and down, vertical. I guess you could even make these just to hold it there. Okay. So this could be a little bit of a tricky part where you have to glue this joint, this part, and this part all at once and get it all in while the glue is still hot. So I'll give it a try. All right. That wasn't so bad. Okay. Alright, I'm going to do this other side of the nose here. And again, we'll just go right down here and then across here. Okay, we're going to finish up this nose landing gear area. Close this for a second. And what we need to do is add a skewer right there. I'm going to mark that and cut it. Can't have too many squeegee pieces. Okay, next we'll build up the piece that goes in here. Actually, we will add a piece of tape right around here first, just for extra strength. Maybe two. Yeah, let's do two. Okay. Now this piece will be folded over and go in this slot. So it needs to be, this is a 50% cut, folded in half. Bevel each side. And then we're going to fold it. Well, I'm going to put some tape on the outside first because it looks like it might split, and I was going to add tape there anyway. Okay, now we can fold it over like that, and that should be nice and strong. Glue it together. Okay, now this should slide right in this slot here. Put the bent side, the wider side to the front. Should be very snug, which is what you want. slide in just like that. And it'd be nice if we could get some glue in there. I think I'm going to try to put a little bead of glue just right on top there to try to keep it from going sideways. On each side. Squeegee it back a little bit. Okay. That's good. I think maybe I'll add a little bit of glue here and squeegee it. Just to give it a little bit of something. And then finally I'm going to put a piece of tape from here to here. Our landing gear should slide right into that hole there and be nice and tight. It'll loosen up over time, but oh, I forgot. I have to add the skewer. So I'd have it stick out about 1/2 inch from each side. There's this little marker hole right there. Right there. Half an inch. Do while it's hot. Not too bad. Landing gear section is done. Okay, now we'll set up the wing mount skewers. So these tabs fold in just for extra reinforcement. The skewer will go through here, and then the rubber band will be pulling up pretty hard on that. And then back here, the plans have some holes marked show you where the skewer goes, and then on the inside we'll put one of these 3/4 inch pieces over the hole to give it some extra reinforcement. You won't need to be careful though, because this part of the wing, this joiner, goes down into this slot just a little bit. So you want to make sure that this doesn't get up in the way of it. So there's the hole right there. You know, if it's right there, that's probably going to be fine. So I'm going to glue all these tabs in place, and then we'll push the skewers through and glue them. Okay, I'm gonna put this one all the way through. I'm gonna leave 5/8 of an inch sticking out. It's not crucial, but that's what I like. A little bit of glue to secure it in place. Doesn't matter, it's all going to be hidden back there anyway. Okay, I think I'm gonna glue this down so that this will be the right width. I don't want I want to set this width before I put the skewer in. Wing mount skewers are in. Okay, we'll work on the tail surfaces now. Embed this skewer Okay. Let that cool off a little bit. Looks like it wants to bend. I need to crack this open to bevel the elevator. Oh, we can do it. There we go. Oops. Alright, I'm gonna let that cool off for a little bit. Okay. I'll bevel the elevator. Test the fit. That looks pretty good. Nice and tight. So I'm gonna glue that on there. Okay. Looks like there's a little bit of a bind on that on the fuselage there. Might want to just bevel that center section out a little bit more. That's better. It's a lot of down elevator, that should be enough. Okay. So we need to bevel the rudder. And the rudder takes a lot of stress, especially this part right here. So I'm gonna do what the flight test guys do and give it a little thin coat of hot glue for reinforcing. Need another hot glue stick though. Okay, we'll let that cool for a second, and then we'll fit it onto the elevator. Okay, test fit this onto the elevator. You want to split these apart a little bit. That looks pretty good. I think it's ready to glue. I think I'll glue this top part first and then squeeze some glue in between in there afterward. Trying to make sure it's vertical and centered. Try to squeeze some glue in here. Okay. Tail section.